This week on The Splash, West Bloomfield's Police Foundation sponsors a self-defense seminar for women. Then we've got more details on the construction happening at Orchard Lake and Maple Road. And later, join us as we celebrate our 50th episode on air. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories. Also that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, and thank you all for joining us on our 50th episode of the show. Maintaining our safety and sense of well-being is always important, even here in West Bloomfield, where there have been cases of assault or even death. So in partnership with the school district, the West Bloomfield Police Foundation held a self-defense seminar for women within our area. Here's The Splash's Sheena Manin with the story.
This is Sheena Manin reporting for The Splash. At times it is impossible to avoid danger, but your response can make all the difference, as we learned at a special self-defense class for women.
Same way we shove it up here. Same way we shove it up here.
The West Bloomfield Police Department, West Bloomfield Community Education, and Master Instructor Floyd Sue joined forces to educate local women on how to defend themselves should the need arise.
So we had a tragedy in West Bloomfield in late December of 2016 where we had a young lady that was killed. And we wanted to try to do something not only for the family, but we wanted to do something for the community. So the Police Foundation, we all came together and we did some brainstorming and thought, let's do a self-defense seminar just for women right here in West Bloomfield. And we got Mrs. Pesserol, the mother of the victim, on board. She was all for it. We decided we're going to make it a fundraiser as well. So
we're just very happy with the turnout. We had actually more people than we could handle tonight. So I think we're expecting over 50 people, probably about 56 people or so. I'm sure they're going to pick up some very good techniques and maybe build some self-confidence too.
50-year martial arts veteran Floyd Sue taught the class, and his primary lesson centered on two ideals.
The main thing is awareness, avoidance. Awareness of the situation around you, awareness of what's around you, the circumstances, everything that's going around. If you're at a party, if you're at a restaurant, if you're at a bar, doesn't matter. Just be aware of what's going on around you, so that if something were to start to happen, bad were to happen, you can avoid that.
The martial arts principles taught at the seminar exist in case you cannot avoid a dangerous situation.
My friend and I were just walking, and two older girls, they were following us. So, I think that awareness is important, first of all, to notice. But then when they approached us, what I did was I went for their pressure points, and they both went down.
When I was in college, I took a self-defense class, and I was actually attacked on campus my first week as a freshman. And so this is invaluable, and that's why I thought it was important to learn some of the techniques.
While learning the techniques is the first step, practicing them is the most important element in achieving confidence and proficiency in self-defense.
Being repetitive is absolutely correct. If you're in a self-defense situation, you don't have time to think, so it should be muscle memory as far as how you have to respond to something that's happening. And you can only do that after thousands of proper repetition. If it's already a good habit to start with, they don't have to think about it quite as much. But they should still kind of refreshers, practice a little bit. When the mothers and daughters do it, they kind of inspire each other sometimes, to practice with them. That's a good thing.
When it comes to the principles of self-defense, awareness, avoidance, and the smallest moves can make the biggest difference. Reporting for The Splash, this is Sheena Manin.
Thank you, Sheena. And for any other interested residents, you can watch or share this segment on our website at civiccentertv.com/women self-defense. Well, if you've been driving down Orchard Lake Road this time of year, you've no doubt seen the early signs of construction going on. However, it's not just Orchard Lake Road that's being resurfaced. In fact, Maple Road is already in the process of its own renewal. And The Splash's Andrea Petrus was there to find out more on why the project was started as well.
West Bloomfield Township has seen a number of road improvements over the past few years. On your evening commute, you may have already seen some orange barrels pop up along Maple Road.
A part of Maple Road will be under construction simultaneous to the Orchard Lake Boulevard project. From Farmington to Orchard Lake, they are completing that last mile segment of the 2016 Maple Road project, where we're creating a 3-lane Maple Road from Haggerty all the way to Orchard Lake. So keeping a 3-lane road. And that started last year in 16. They'll be working 17, and they'll also be working 18.
This year we're doing from Haggerty to Halstead. Same type of project. It'll be reconstructed as a 3-lane road with a continuous center left turn lane. There'll be drainage improvements throughout the project to ensure there's no flooding, that the road base remains dry. And that's critical to the long-term life of the road. One of the problems that causes roads to crumble more quickly than they should is poor drainage. So if we can get the water away from the road base, it'll ensure the road lasts longer. So that's another kind of unseen element of the project, but it's important as far as long-term costs of maintaining the road.
If you need to travel eastbound, you'll have to find another route, such as Walnut Lake Road or 14 Mile Road. Currently, Maple is only open to westbound traffic, which is to ensure access to Henry Ford Hospital.
Anytime during construction, if there are any questions or a need for information, they can go to the township website, wbtownship.org. There's a link right off there that says road updates, road construction updates. Just go into that site and we'll have all of the up-to-date information. And also they can call the township itself, call the Development Services Department, 248-451-4818, and we'll get that information to you as well.
Reporting for The Splash, I'm Andrea Petras.
Thanks, Andrea. And of course, we'll continue to update you on all the changes happening on Maple as well. And be sure to visit civiccentertv.com/Maple Road to watch more from this segment too. Well, there's plenty more to come on our 50th episode, including a brand new sidewalk talk with Sheena Monin and our latest Civic Center event update. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. During the spring break, our West Bloomfield High School students were given the opportunity to travel to Italy through their EF tours, which are educational trips designed for students and educators alike. And Splash reporter Ben Goldman was on the scene to find out how and why these trips benefit our students in the long run.
West Bloomfield High School offers many opportunities for students, including being able to travel and learn abroad over spring break.
These trips abroad are done through EF, whose mantra is education first, and to expose students to different places and cultures around the world.
We have the ability to, provide this amazing moment. And that's really the biggest thing. It doesn't matter where you travel with these students. They're going to experience a different culture. They're going to experience beautiful things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to see.
Going, learning, and studying abroad piques the interest of many students. And many hope to go on next year's trip to Iceland.
I think it'd be a great experience. I think that it's very important to witness other culture going on, and it's very important to get a well-rounded education rather than just a single mindset.
These trips offer students many opportunities and experiences that they don't have in a classroom.
And that's the thing. That's why I wanted to do it, was to give the opportunity to the kids. And I'm excited about next year. It's a different opportunity where we're going to be, experiencing really nature, nature's beauty and nature's wonder in Iceland.
With next year's spring break fast approaching, many students look forward to experiencing new cultures and once-in-a-lifetime experiences in Iceland. Reporting for The Splash, this is Ben Goldman.
Thanks, Ben. And for those who'd like to see more from this year's EF tour, you can visit our website at civiccentertv.com/WBHS tour. And now let's turn it over to Splash reporter Sheena Monin, who's out on the streets of Greater West Bloomfield with some brand new questions for residents on Sidewalk Talk.
Hi, I'm Sheena Monin, host of Sidewalk Talk. We've got some great new questions for you. Come along and join us. What is the best concert you ever attended and what made it so great?
Probably a recent one by a band called Judah and the Lion. I got to meet them before the show, and they were the most down-to-earth, coolest people ever. And their show was just great. So much energy, just playing with the crowd, and it was really, really fun.
I just went to Bon Jovi last Wednesday, and Bon Jovi was there, so that made it awesome.
Bare Naked Ladies. It was the last one in their tour, and I just loved their music. So, I came away with the T-shirt and the whole thing. It was a lot of fun.
Guns N' Roses and Metallica. Going to show my age, so it's 1992.
Last year I saw Guns N' Roses at Ford Field, and it was awesome because after being so old, Axl Rose actually hit all the high notes and played all the songs just way more impressive than I thought he would. So it was a good time.
A couple summers ago, I went to a Journey concert, and it was amazing to see this band that was from the 80s and was still performing today. It was amazing to hear all of the hits. I loved it.
Down in North Carolina 4 years ago, Florida Georgia Line.
What is the best concert you have ever attended and what made it so spectacular?
Jackson Browne acoustic concert. We were in the first row in the balcony. I play acoustic guitar, and my real love is solo acoustic music, and we both love Jackson Browne, and it was a fabulous concert.
Rolling Stones at the Olympia Stadium in November of 1969.
I actually work at the Royal Oak Music Theater, so I see concerts all the time, and I just met Dan and Shay, and I'm a musician myself, and 2 years ago, they're the reason I started writing music, and it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. Great show, by the way, but I got to meet them, and that was kind of the best thing for me, so.
I've seen Radiohead probably 3 or 4 times. Can't really explain what it is about the group that I enjoy. Just when you know, you know.
Britney Spears, July 2003.
Probably the Beatles down at Olympia. I was maybe 11, and it was my first concert, so it was the Beatles. I mean, it was the greatest.
Thanks, West Bloomfield, for some more great answers to our questions. Join us again next time for more episodes of Sidewalk Talk.
Well, it's good to see so many great concerts and bands that were mentioned this week, and from so many different generations as well. However, you can find even more great clips and questions just like that on our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. There's plenty to choose from, so take all the time you need. And now it's time for our Civic Center Event Update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And remember, you can stay up to date on all the following current events yourself simply by visiting civiccentertv.com/events. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first event is open only to West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, and Sylvan Lake residents and will require ID. It's called the Household Hazardous Waste Spring Event, and it's happening at the West Bloomfield Civic Center on April 29th from 9 until 2 p.m. Please visit wbtownship.org in order to find out which items are acceptable for drop-off. Furthermore, West Bloomfield residents can call 248-451-4834 to request Friday appointments. Also, the Salvation Army's donation drive will be taking place on the 29th only, which is a Saturday, and will not be accepting household appliances either. And for anyone who has used or unused syringes that they'd like to properly be disposed of, please take them to the Beaumont Hospital Center on Orchard Lake Road to be collected on Friday, April 28th from 11 until 1 at their loading dock on the north side. You can also call 248-898-0634 for more information if interested. Join Henry Ford West Bloomfield chefs and clinical dietitians for a cooking demonstration on May 2nd at 11 a.m. In order to discover the main ingredients of a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle, the cost is only $10 per person and includes a $5 voucher for Henry's Cafe. However, registration is required. The West Bloomfield Police Department is going to hold a memorial ceremony at 4530 Walnut Lake Road on Wednesday, May 3rd at 12 p.m. The ceremony will honor Michigan law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty, and their service will be held prior to the National Police Week events going on throughout the country. So please join us as we remember our fallen American heroes, and if you have any questions about the event, you can call Officer Rick Trabolsi at 248-975-8974. The city of Keego Harbor is embarking on a planning process to update its master plan. The updated plan will establish a long-term vision for development and is open to the public. The community workshop takes place on Thursday, May 4th at 6 p.m. inside Santia Hall in Keego Harbor. So please come on out and share your thoughts about the future of this wonderful city. Also on May 4th at 7 p.m., Oakland University Associate Professor of History, Karen Miller, will be holding a discussion inside West Bloomfield Library's main meeting room. While there, she'll be talking about how Detroit's recent history has been molded by the events of the summer of 1967, when the violence that disrupted the city revealed its complex and deep-seated tensions. The event is free and open to the public and will go on until 8 o'clock. West Bloomfield Township is looking for volunteers to join Town Hall's employees in beautifying a stretch of Haggerty Road north of 14 Mile. It all starts on May 5th at 3:30, but volunteers are asked to meet at West Bloomfield Township Town Hall a half hour earlier to prepare. Also, garbage bags and gloves will be provided. Contact Zia Orm at 248-451-4813 to volunteer or to find out more on this information. The Band Boosters Association of West Bloomfield is holding its spring fundraiser at the Orchard Lake Community Church on May 5th from 6:30 until 9. The night includes music, entertainment, appetizers, and a silent auction. And the price is just $20 per adult or $10 per student. And that includes admission as well as 5 raffle tickets. Coming soon, there will be dozens of adorable pets from our area's best rescue and foster groups. You can meet your fuzzy friend on May 6th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. And in case you get a little hungry or want to explore, there will be a food truck nearby, along with an open nature room to all families. Call now for more information at 248-360-1425. Please join West Bloomfield School District at the Administration Community Services Playground for the Kitty Kite Day and Summer Camp Fair. It all starts on May 6th at the ACS building between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. While there, children can build and fly kites, while parents get to meet with the staff. To participate, please call WBSD at 248-865-6462 and let them know if you're interested. Sylvan Lake Parks and Rec invites you to the 13th annual Sylvan Shuffle, located at Sylvan Lake Community Center on May 6th at 9 a.m. For any interested participants, there is a 5K race for runners, a 5K walk for older residents, and a 1K fun run for all children aged 12 and under. The money raised from this event will go toward the Sylvan Lake Parks and Recreation projects, and to register for the race, you must go to sylvanshuffle2017.com. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar. Or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. And as we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with 2 very important members from Keego Harbor City Planning Commission right after this.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and my guests on the show this week are Keego Harbor City Planner James Sabo, and sitting next to him is Planning Commission Chairman Gino Santia. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me today.
You're quite welcome.
My pleasure.
Well, it's my pleasure as well, because it's good to have our folks from Keego Harbor here on the program, and it's always nice, like I said, to get a part of all the communities here in Greater West Bloomfield. And now you guys are on the Planning Commission. How long have you been a part of it, Gino?
Oh, gosh, I think over 30 years.
Very nice. And how about you, James?
I am actually the city planner and have been Keego's city planner for about 2 years.
Oh, so a bit of a difference here.
Yeah, Gino is a voting member. I am not a voting member.
So you probably get to learn a little bit from him, though, right?
Correct.
We learn from him.
Yeah, and both,
well,
yes.
Yes.
Vice versa. Cool. Now, as planners, part of the Planning Commission, you help the development of Keego, obviously, the city, and helping it grow over these years. And, I mean, James, in your 2 years so far, how have you been a part or contributed to Keego's growth?
The development in Keego over the last 2 years has been pretty significant. I imagine that the recession had an effect on Keego like it did in other places, and development had slowed down all over Michigan. But it has picked up significantly in Keego. There's a couple of new developments. The Magnolia Project is coming to fruition. There are a number of new businesses opening in Keego Harbor. It's exciting, and it's great to be a part of that new growth.
Yeah, exactly. And Gino, in 30 years, you know, you've seen so much. I mean, you're a business owner in Keego, and you've been a part of our the community for so long. Tell us, what have you seen change the most in these last few years?
Well, the diversity, it's changed a lot more in the sense of where people were more property owners and homeowners. It's become a lot of rentals and buying properties and building larger homes. We've lost some businesses through the years, unfortunately, because of whatever reasons, economic reasons, or the growth may be spread out to other communities. But we're trying to bring that back into Keego now, and I think we have a great opportunity before us right now, and we're working very diligently on that and promoting that. We had a meeting just last week, a joint meeting with the City Council, try to envision what we really want to go forward with and really try to get this thing with the master plan coming up, get going on that and get the city of Keego in the right direction.
I'm glad you mentioned the master plan, because that is going to be a huge development coming up pretty soon here. And James, can you tell us a little bit about what details are the master plan hoping to entail for this coming year?
Sure, I'd be happy to. The State Public Act 33 of 2008 mandates that cities, communities, villages, townships create a master plan for land use development in their communities, a vision, if you will, for the future, and about how the city develops physically. Keego's last master plan was 2002, and the state requires a review. You don't have to update it, but a review every 5 years. And Keego's, they've done their duty. They've done the review at the 5-year points, but I think they're at the point now where they would like to see the next vision or the next future vision for the city. And the master plan process is how that is done. It's an outreach to the community about how citizens and people who live in the community envision how they want to see their city physically, in terms of land development, move forward into the future.
And this is an open community workshop. Anybody can come if they're interested and want to help out their city.
We encourage them to come out. We're having, we're putting it on this Facebook and our city website to get people interested, involved. Come to the meetings and express yourself. What worked in 2002 isn't working today in some cases, and we need to change that. We want to make sure we make the changes, the right changes for everybody to benefit from it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I also think another cool thing about Keego is the fact that, like you mentioned, businesses and hopefully development coming to our area. Is there anything or any place in Keego besides, of course, Gino's Pizzeria that you love to hang out in or go to?
Oh, I support most of the businesses in Keego. I think they're all wonderful. I have a good relationship with all the business people. I hope I do. I think I do.
I think you do too. I mean, the events held at Santia Hall and all the other fun things that the community gets to be a part of. James, how about you? Any events or places in Keego that you'd love to visit?
Yeah, there's a couple of places I like in Keego, but there's a couple of places that are opening that are going to be exciting and kind of neat too. El Camino, Latino restaurant, Mexican restaurant, is opening very soon. They hope to be open by the Cinco de Mayo, correct? Cinco de Mayo, which is next week.
Yeah.
So that's a big day for a Mexican food restaurant.
Yes.
I like Bosco's. Bosco's is a great place.
Yeah, I love that place.
And of course the ice cream, Dairy Queen, things like that. I love ice cream.
It's funny because
obviously
you mentioned earlier in the show.
We were talking about that earlier.
How much you love ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah. So those places are wonderful, and the lakes of Keego are great. It's a community right in the heart of the lakes, and it's a really neat place.
Yeah, nature and so many things, like I said, to do now, during this time of year when it's nice and warm outside, so many things in Keego and places to be, people to see, and it's great.
It's wonderful to see people walking by all the time, where we didn't have that before. We had a road issue before, especially on Cass Lake Road, and since we've widened it and put the streetscape now, there's people constantly walking up and down the street, biking, whatever. It's just wonderful.
Oh, well, that's great to see, and it's great to hear. And guys, I'm so glad you joined me on the show today to tell me a bit about it. So thank you again.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
May 4th.
That's right. No, let me promote it, too, for you guys. The master plan for Keego Harbor will be coming up really soon here. As they mentioned, May 4th, right at Santia Hall, where Gino's Pizzeria is. It's at 6 p.m. on Thursday, like I said, May 4th, and you can visit the city's website at keegoharbor.org for more information. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, well, we here at The Splash love reporting on the stories within our area for you, and we also have a lot of fun doing it, too. In fact, sometimes a little too much. So in honor of our 50th episode, we thought we'd show our audience some of the stuff that doesn't always make it to air. Here, take a look.
I'm Brooke Allen for Civic Center TV, and we are here in West Bloomfield at...
We're also going to ask this guy, what does he prefer, natives or exotic? Thank you.
Was my hair obnoxious though?
It was okay. It was flossing and how it's all important.
It costs. Before. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
I know. It's easier on that side of the camera, Larry.
Yes, again, we're at the Art Lenders Gallery, and that's completely...
And that's your biz. I don't know if the hand was too much.
I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to take a good look. Look, there he is again. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You get that kangaroo, Brian.
So remove any temptation for them from your yard, and you won't see his coyotes as close as you. That. I'm joking.
All right, want to try again?
Wild game, pheasant, hen, capon. We have it all.
As always, it's been a pleasure serving the greater West Bloomfield community, and we hope you all had as much fun watching as we did. But now it's time for our final segment on The Splash called Person of the Week, where we recognize someone within the community who is either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Ryan Gadati, the Executive Director of Access Music Academy in West Bloomfield. Ryan Gadati is one of those few individuals who gets to live his dream job every day. As both a musician and the executive director of Access Music Academy, he's able to surround himself with other talented artists, both young and old. His studio, which is located in West Bloomfield, teaches all styles, levels, and age groups through private lessons focused on one-on-one interaction. In addition, Ryan believes in teaching the students what they want, and not the other way around. Because for him, music is supposed to be a fun and exciting experience that everyone can enjoy. In a word, music and education are synonymous for Ryan, and he strives to make it a part of his students' lives, both within and outside of the classroom, which is why we're awarding Ryan Gadati with our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who's providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week. But as always, you can catch new episodes of The Splash every Monday at 6:30 and throughout the week for replays. Or you can look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under Civic Center TV for more information. Well, for all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson. And on behalf of all of us here at The Splash and Civic Center TV, we want to say thank you for sticking with us these past 50 episodes. And here's hopefully to another 50 more.